It looks like this piece just... See you later. Hello YouTubies, I'm Grant, this is the garage, this is Granny's garage, and in this video I'm going to show you how to replace the micro switch for the handbrake in a Porsche 986. Before I start a job like this where I'm disconnecting a lot of electrical parts, I like to disconnect my battery. I would recommend though for this one, because you're in the cabin, decide if you want the roof down for extra light. Obviously if it's raining, maybe don't do that. And where you want the windows, put it there and then disconnect the battery. Then when you undo all of the connectors, shouldn't really be a problem.
The first thing you need to do this is remove the center console, which you can see I've already done. There's a video up here that will show you how to do this if you want the instructions, but it's very simple. It's definitely a lot simpler the second time you've done it. Here is the center console. You lift out the ashtray. You remove the two, I think the T27s from here. You then pull out the part with the window switches, disconnect them and the light if you've got one in your ashtray. And you remove the T20, I'm going to say, but don't quote me on that. Watch the other video. From there, save at the front, and then you've got two at the back, one of them sitting underneath the little rubber insert that lives in there. You then clip this panel off that you see on the side. Make sure you unclip the connector that goes to the lock here. Lift it up, wiggle it past both the gear stick and the handbrake itself, or the e-brake, and you just sort of rotate it out. But watch the video above for how to take that out. Let's show you what's going on with this switch and what it does and what we're going to do. So I'm going to show you on the piece that I've got to replace it with what this is doing, because it's going to be easier than in the car. This sits next to your handbrake like this. When you put the handbrake down or release it, it pushes this button in. That tells the car handbrake's not on, and it pings that light on your dashboard that the handbrake's not on when you turn it off. When you lift the handbrake up and put it on, this switch returns. What I suspect mine is not doing is intermittently actually properly returning, therefore sending a signal the car thinks the handbrake is not on. And I know it's probably this one because I'm also having some things where the roof isn't wanting to behave because, again, it doesn't think the handbrake is on, which it needs to be. So there's a connector in there that we're going to go and slide out. It's held on just by this one clip here. So we should be able to just pry him out with the handbrake in situ. And we're just going to go and swap him. So let's go show you it in the car. So far from ideal for filming. The previous one, or the existing one, is white. Sits here. It's connected in the front by that wire, and you can sort of see there's a plunger on this here. At the moment my handbrake is up. I can get my finger between it and I can actually push down the plunger myself. As I release the handbrake, it might not have caught it, but it's actually pushed that plunger down now. So it's sending a signal to the car. The handbrake is off. So let's take him out. This is a top-down view of where the connector is. The first thing I'm going to do is just release the cables from this carrier here. And I'm going to try and do this one-handed whilst holding the camera. I'm just going to bend that tab slightly away, just a little bit of pressure. This has come out nice and easy. A little bit dirty, so I'll give that a clean. And then we just need to get him removed off there. For that, I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver. I'm just going to I'm trying to do this through the video screen and not with my actual eyes, so bear with us. Just going to go try and pop him off down here. You'll see he's most of the way off. May need to put my other hand on this just to guide him past the rest of the material there on the other side, which I'm probably going to have to do. I might not be able to film. Well, we can just about get him. There we go. Move that out the way. There's the old one out. So with the old one out, here's the offender. What I will do is I'll share this part number in the description below. And I think in a minute we might go and take this apart and see if we can work out why it failed. Because maybe that would be, I always think that's interesting and you can see it. Or maybe it's just, well, it's definitely intermittent. It's not definitely fully failed. Maybe we can see why. Right, let me get the new one. Bye. Installed. You can see the new one is now in. I will warn you, that's really, really fiddly. There is not very much space coming from this side. I don't think there would have been any merit in removing the whole assembly, which is really just these four here and undoing the cables at the back, because I don't think that would have allowed any greater access. But if anyone wants to comment below and tell me otherwise, by all means. But the new one is in, the clip is back in. I have disconnected the battery because I tend to always do when I'm unplugging connectors and stuff. So I can't like test it or anything yet, but I will put the car back together and we'll see if this has solved the problem. And then we're going to investigate the old switch and take him apart.
All right, for those possibly interested in like what this switch is doing, please excuse the mess. There's other projects going on at the same time. I'm going to take this part out here. Like I said, I'll put the part number in the description below if you want to get a like for like, but I'm going to take it apart. You can see through this one, so you can see it going up and down. It doesn't move quite as nicely as the new one that we've put in, and you can hear it's a bit crummy. I wonder if we open this up, it will give away what was being not so well behaved in it. So I'm going to slightly butcher this, but this is an old piece now, so it can never hurt to just have a quick look. It looks like this piece just... See you later. Okay, I don't actually know where that went. So we've got a spring there. This is coming down, and then it makes obviously some sort of contact further down with the metal. It has some sort of degree of being able to... If I bring it right up. It's not going to focus very well, but there's a metal part on the plunger that obviously is making contact as it comes down. So pour out some bits. Got another spring there. They look healthy. This was the piece that runs down the inside. There is some marks on here, and there is what I'd certainly consider not corrosion necessarily, but definitely like residue on it. So maybe that was causing like false contact or the opposite and causing it to not work. Maybe that piece had moved too much and it had just failed. But well, there's the inside of the switch, and I'll go find that piece that shot somewhere into the ether of the garage. If that was helpful, please give the video a thumbs up. If you own one of these, please consider subscribing to the channel, because we have a playlist that is just about DIY work on these cars. For the age that they are and the value that they are frankly not, a lot of the labour bills that come with some of the work and the jobs that we undertake do not make a whole lot of sense, and they're quite easy to do yourself as long as you give yourself a little bit of preparedness. That's the whole point of that playlist. You know what you're getting yourself into. Subscribe to the channel, that will help us out. If you want to help a little bit more, you can consider becoming a YouTube member or a Patreon member to help donate to getting more jobs done faster. Anybody who does that, it'll be very well much appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.